Okay, guys, welcome to second episode Canary Ride Podcast. I'm here with Andy.
Hello.
And I will read you what a ChatGPT wrote about you.
Oh.
AndyManCam, which is your name on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Is a Germany-based British motorcyclist who shares his love for adventure riding on a KTM 1090 adventure bike through his YouTube channel. With a mix of British humor and passion for motorbikes, he takes his viewers on exciting journeys while offering insight into various aspects of motorcycle riding. His content includes motorcycle touring, equipment reviews, test rides, garage tutorials, and occasionally drone footage to showcase the stunning landscapes he encounters.
That's from ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That's a bit creepy. It's really, really accurate and sounds quite natural.
Yeah.
I think I might have to use that.
It's great. It's great. Okay, and so maybe you can you had like 1 week or 5 days of riding in Gran Canaria.
Yeah.
Maybe you can this, as you said, this is correct. So you're coming from UK. You do YouTube. I mean, you probably have another work, but as your passion, it's YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you can maybe share with other people how was your experience here in Canary Islands? Was it the first time here?
Yes. Yeah. First time. Well, first time in Gran Canaria.
Yeah.
I've been to Fuerteventura before, but no bikes.
No bikes.
Just beaches. Yeah. My experience in Gran Canaria was it's incredible. It's actually incredible. It continued to shock me just how many incredible twisty roads there are on such a small island. I mean, you can drive from one end of the island to the other in an hour and 20 minutes, maybe less if you break the speed limits. But every single day there was just another stretch of road that was astonishingly good, like just crazy good roads.
The thing is that you had also the weather changed quite a lot. We are recording it on your last day on Friday, which is really, really hot. It's end of April, but the weather changed so much that you have like different aspect of the.
Yeah, completely. It was. I even at one point in the video I said about how it was a bit of a. I've forgotten the name of the band now. It was a bit of a crowded house experience because there were 4 seasons in one day. Like as I quite often I left Las Palmas. Me and my wife were staying here in the city. I'd leave about 9 o'clock. Jump on the motorway, head out in gorgeous sunshine, 22 degrees, even at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then immediately take a left or a right, head like up a wall into the mountains.
Yeah.
And then within the space of like 20 minutes, it's gone down to 10 degrees. It's crazy. Yeah. And then at one point when I was at the top of the Pico Las Nieves, it was just complete whiteout, just clouds everywhere. It was like I just rode up into the clouds. It was like something out of a children's book. Just the sky disappeared and there's clouds literally billowing up the hill and over the mountains. And then the incredible thing is you go up one side of the mountains, you get to the peak, go over the other side, and the clouds just stop. It's like they're being held back by the mountains, and then you're in glorious sunshine again, and it's 20 degrees. It's literally bonkers how much it changes.
Yeah, because the island it's Gran Canaria. It's like a cone. So and there are trend winds from north part. So it's always like a more cloudy on the north part. But it's totally mind blowing. That's true. Let's go back to your YouTube. Or maybe like what do you do? Like how did you start it? I actually I checked your YouTube and I saw that the most popular video is actually vinyl wrapping.
Yeah, a vinyl wrap video, which baffles me to this day. That's the video that I put the least effort into. It's just like a time lapse of me doing a horrible, horrible job of putting some really cheap carbon vinyl wrap on my Kawasaki Versys 650 from like 8 years ago, and it's on 1.3 million views now. And it's just I'm like the person who has a one-hit wonder song. I'm just constantly trying for the rest of my life to repeat it, and it's impossible.
Yeah, actually I have to say it's 1.6 million views.
I
really?
Think. Oh wow!
Or is it maybe over 1 million for sure? But how did you actually start with YouTube? What was the journey?
It was about 10 years ago. I'd had a break from biking. after living in London for a while, and it was impossible to afford it and to park a bike there, and there was no real point living in the centre of the city. And then when I moved out, obviously the first thought I had was, I need to get a bike again. So, excuse me. So I picked myself up a really battered old Phaser 600. It was in a horrible state, and then just started riding around for fun. And then I saw, it's a bit cheesy, there's so many people that have said the same thing. I saw Baron von Grumble on YouTube, and a friend of mine introduced me to him, and then I just absorbed all of his videos, watched them all through, and then, like everybody, thought, I can do that. Yeah. And I got myself a camera, and thankfully a few people on the internet actually thought, well, yeah, I can watch this, that's all right. And then it's kind of gone from there.
I would, your style, it's that you talk quite a long passage in this video, right? You do like on board,
Yeah.
well, I mean, a part of the some stuff in garage, but you do the onboard video. How do you keep because it's not easy, just for everyone to actually ride bike and talk about stuff. It's difficult because you have
to concentrate so much.
But you do like long videos, right? On the onboard videos side.
Yeah, really long. And the crazy thing is that for like a 20-minute video, I've normally got about 5 hours of footage, which is just non-stop me blathering bullshit into my helmet. It's like anything. It's like a skill, I guess. It just took practice. I mean, at the beginning, it was really tough. Like if you can be bothered to go back into the mists of time, some of the earlier videos, there's bits where I'm talking away, and then there'll be a difficult corner or something will be happening in the traffic, and then it's just like brain goes into cannot compute, and then I'll stop talking, just completely stop. Whereas now, it kind of it flows a bit more easily.
How did you actually decide it? Well, you told me that you're coming for holiday here, right? But was it on purpose it was like a classic holiday, or
it all began with my sun addicted wife. She'd gone through the whole of winter without any sunshine, and she was at her wit's end and said, I need some sunshine. I need to get a holiday in before, and she had some holiday that had to be used up before Easter. And we decided, obviously, because Gran Canaria has year-round sun, this is the best place to come for guaranteed sunshine. So she was happy. And I'd also already seen lots of stuff on Instagram of guys that you've been working with, and obviously thought, well, that looks absolutely incredible. I need to experience some of that, and then reached out to you, and thankfully here we are. So right. Thank you very much for that.
You were riding Desert X,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
Did you choose the bike because you were curious about because it's a new model in this year? So
it was actually something I did a quick test ride last year at an SW Motec event in Germany. Every year they have an open house, and they did shed loads of test rides of loads of different bikes, and that one particularly just really clicked with me. It was just like, really like everything about this machine, like the engine, the size, the handling, the fact that it didn't have electric suspension and all of that kind of, and cruise, radar, cruise control, and that kind of stuff, all the things that adventure bikes seem to be getting now. And I've never wanted any of that stuff, and I really enjoyed it. So then I thought, it's got to be the bike to try, because I'm quite tall as well, like you. I imagine you probably like that bike a fair bit.
I like big bikes,
and as well, because I've had my KTM 1090 for, I think, only about 5 months now. So I thought something similar platform-wise to what I've got. So a V-twin, big springs, big wheels, loads of space. It would feel more comfortable, so I could concentrate on riding the roads rather than getting used to the bike.
Nice. KTM 1090 Adventure. I'm not a big fan of KTM in general, but I like this bike. It feels solid and it feels very, very good in the chassis. I rented this bike in Amsterdam, actually, in Netherlands. I mean,
it's an obvious place for an adventure bike.
And it was nice experience. Really, I like the bike. I think from that point when they finish this model, it kind of went something which the way I'm it's not really interesting for me. But
yeah, me too, completely. Yeah, I totally agree. Like they, as far as I can see, they've found like the golden triangle with the KTM 1090 because it doesn't need to be that powerful. It doesn't need. It's nice and light for the size of it. It's got no electric suspension. It's got no radar cruise control, that kind of stuff. It has simple modes. Has the simple dash. Doesn't have the illuminated switchgear and all that kind of stuff. And these are all the things that are going wrong on the KTMs. And people are having nightmares with them. So obviously, when I bought a KTM, I went from a Honda to a KTM, and there was this tidal wave of comments on YouTube. What are you doing? You're going to be in the garage all the time. And I kept saying, well, if you think about it, actually, this is the golden boy, because I think everything's gone a bit south since then.
Definitely one of the last really, really good bike from KTM.
Hopefully they'll fix that with the SMT that's about to come out.
Oh yeah,
but we'll see.
So how was your experience with the Desert X riding here in Gran Canaria? Because you get 5 days, plenty roads to ride,
Yeah, plenty. It was amazing. I think it was the perfect bike to choose because it was big and comfortable, and I also went on the really smooth roads, the really tight roads, the really sweepy roads, and also like the GC 210. I went along that. I think that was my favorite.
Yeah,
and I think because it was a bit wild and a bit rough and a bit gnarly, but on this bike it just didn't matter. I was just hammered over everything like it wasn't there. Like it was just the bike smoothed everything out. It kind of everything was predictable and easy. The handling of that bike is just spot on.
And it's punchy, because there's the same engine in Multistrada, but with the bigger sprocket in the rear sprocket. It's much bigger, so it's flying even on the higher gears.
Yeah, definitely.
Very,
the torque's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only got 110 horsepower, but you don't notice it. It's got so much push underneath that, and on these roads, I think I used fourth gear twice. Like it's just you don't need the power and you don't need top speed at all.
How did you enjoy the not just the landscapes and motorcycle, but maybe the food as well here in because I feel like the Spanish cuisine or Canarian.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a mixed bag because it's a bit problematic because since I think about 2 years ago, I stopped eating meat. I've been a vegetarian, and in Gran Canaria, that's quite difficult. Like the amount of times we've gone somewhere and said, "Tiene algo sin carne?" and then it's like, he wants something without meat. So yeah, that was tough. But it's just I still love all of the potatoes. Obviously, it sounds simple. They're boiled potatoes with some salt, but they're always perfect. They're really good, and the mojo sauce. That's good stuff. I really enjoyed that, and there are lots of vegetarian stuffs you can have. Like there's lots of aubergine-based things, and all the pimiento and also peppers and stuff.
Can you recall something which was surprising for you during the experience here, during your trip?
Food-wise, or just in general?
Just in general,
Something
it was like, wow, this is so different. Maybe
I think. The thing that was the most surprising was the first time. Unfortunately, it wasn't on the bike. It was when we had the hire car to begin with. But it was the first thing that made me think, I've made the right choice here. This is brilliant. But we drove from Arguineguín in the south up through the Barranco de Fataga, and just when we came round the corner by one of the miradors there, one of the viewpoints, and it just opened up like the Grand Canyon, just this absolutely incredible view, and it's surreal. It was so massive, and it was literally like you could hear the John Williams score in your head of some amazing film just as you come around the corners, and that was a real surprise, and it actually was a little bit breathtaking. It was just like, wow, this is a tiny little island, but somehow they've packed this shit in there. Like, how did they do that? It was astonishing.
Plenty stuff here. We are actually end of April here. What is your plan? Because you are Germany based, right?
Yes, in Hamburg.
What's your plan for the summer riding? Do you have like some adventure riding or?
Yeah, I do. It's actually excitingly not even in the summer. As soon as I get home, well, not as soon as I get home, a couple of weeks after I get home, I have a day of ADV training on my
nice.
on my KTM. I'm going to stick some knobbly tires on it and go to a place in Hanover, which is about 2.5 hours from Hamburg, and spend the day being shown how to properly deal with off-road stuff. And the reason I'm doing that is because then at the end of May, I'm going to Norway to do 6 days on the Tet trails.
Oh, nice.
So I'm really, really looking forward to that. After that, I haven't planned anything because who knows if I'll survive. So.
Any experience with that before?
No, nothing at all. Just the odd accidental gravel road. Like when we were there last year, we picked up a few gravel roads, and that was part of the decision to change to an adventure bike, because I was on a Honda CB1000R then. We found a gravel road, and I was just like wobbling around and picking my lines really carefully. And then I just remember thinking, I'm uncomfortable on this bike. I can't enjoy this stuff on this bike. I need to get something real and just get stuck in with it. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. Trans
European trails. That's that.
Yeah.
It's really, really fun project. I think it's really cool. I'd like to hit some. They are not here in Canary Islands, but in Europe.
Yeah, I did look.
Yeah. Cool. So, except the adventure, do you also test motorcycles on YouTube, or is it just pure hobby for you?
I think it's kind of, at the moment, it's the level. It's a hobby that pays for itself.
Yeah, okay.
So it's definitely not enough to retire on just yet. But with testing bikes, it's unfortunately a bit difficult in Germany because the manufacturers don't work very keenly with people like me, particularly me, because I'm a mix of English language living in Germany, which means my channel is English language. Yeah. So German-based businesses don't get anything from working with me. English-based businesses don't want to send stuff across the Brexit lines. Yeah. So it's quite difficult with testing bikes. And when you do a test ride in Germany, you have to. Well, I have to pretend I want to buy it and then do a test ride. And they normally say crazy stuff to you like, 20 minutes enough for you? Yeah. Yeah, thanks, great.
That's not enough for sure,
No, but 5 days in the Canary Islands.
That's great. You should come. You should come to Tenerife as well. I prepared 5 questions for you regarding the Canary Islands, and let's see if you did some research or if you know something about Canary Islands. Okay, let's start. What are the 8 main islands that make up the Canary Islands?
They are Lanzarote, Tenerife, La Gomera, La Palma, Frontera, Fuerteventura. Is there another one?
There's 2 missing.
2 missing.
Because before it was 7, and after a few years ago they joined one more.
Okay. What are the other ones? I thought I was doing so well. No.
7th is El Hierro, the smaller one after La Gomera.
Yes. Yeah. I heard of it, but I couldn't think of it.
And the last one, it's La Graciosa, which is this really small. You can't ride a motorcycle there or any car, but it's the 8th island.
5 out of 7 isn't bad.
Okay, second question. Well, Canary Islands are home to UNESCO World Heritage Site called Teide National Park, which is located on Tenerife. What makes this park so unique?
Isn't that it has a massive active volcano in it?
Yes, partly yes. That's it's featuring the Mount Teide, which is the highest peak in Spain and third highest volcano in the world.
Wow.
Yeah. Shocking. The Canary Islands have a diverse range of landscapes and ecosystems, including a unique type of forest called Lauris silva. On which of the Canary Islands can you find this ancient laurel forest? They're like a rainforest,
Yeah.
Can you guess?
I want to say I heard something about that when I was on Fuerteventura.
No.
Busted.
No, on Fuerteventura there's nothing. It's just
just dunes.
Desert. It's La Gomera.
Okay.
La Palma and Tenerife as well, in the north part.
It's a bit of a trick question.
Yeah. It's quite advanced questions, to be fair. But I think you will nail this one. The Canarian dish, papas arrugadas, is a popular local delicacy. Can you describe what the dish consists and how it's typically served?
Arrugadas?
That's these potatoes.
The potatoes?
Yeah.
It's small, very round potatoes with the skin still on, roasted, I think, in salt, probably some butter in there too, and then with the red mojo sauce on top.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Mojo picon. It's really good stuff. Everybody loves that here. I think they are called wrinkled potatoes in English because that skin.
Okay. Yeah.
And the last one, what's the highest peak on the island of Gran Canaria? And if you can know how high it is, that's extra bonus.
Okay. I did read about this, and there was a bit of contention.
Oh, yeah, true.
For ages, the highest peak was Pico de los Nieves.
Yeah, there is a trick there, but I think officially still keeps as a...
Okay.
Because there is one little rock, which is... How do you, it depends how do you measure. But anyway, you say that it's wrong. It's Pico de las Nieves. Do you know how high it is?
I want to say...
In meters or feet?
1,927 meters.
Almost. 1,949 meters.
Oh, not bad. 22 off.
And feet, it's 6,394 feet.
And the view from up there is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, actually you can get stunning views because you can actually see the 360 on the island, and you can ride there on motorcycle, which is it's fantastic. Just park there.
Yeah,
I saw some pictures. You were there.
Yeah, and the timing was good because I was there when the clouds were it was like they were like a sea of clouds breaking on the shore of the mountain. It was incredible.
It's called in Spanish. It's called Mar de Nubes. That's the sea cloud. That's actually you can actually sometimes you go through the clouds and it looks really that it's really shit weather, but then you are just you pass it and then you can see the above you. It's beautiful, really.
Yeah. It's cool. And it's really eerie as well when you're. For one point, I was riding through the cloud for about 40 minutes, just constant cloud, and everything is really misty. Spooky and weird, and
misty. Okay, was good, huh? Fairly, you did good with the test. Well, hopefully, it will be inspiring for for other people. Okay, this is we talk about the YouTube. We talk about the your adventure trips soon in Europe. What do you think that would be Canary Islands will be your base for winter? Because you came quite late, which is the season is starting now in Europe. But I think for the winter escape, this place is just stunning. I'm biased because I have a company here, but
but I can completely understand it, and the fact that you can, unless I'm wrong, I mean you can fly in, you guys can provide everything, like literally everything, and except for underpants perhaps. To bring your own, and then you can just head out, ride the roads, enjoy the sun, give it all back, and fly home. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool place. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining the second edition of Canary Ride Podcast.
Entirely my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, guys, if you want to have a look on the main channel, you can follow the video which will be on the screen now, hopefully I will see you here back in Gran Canaria or in another shop we have in Tenerife.
Yeah, so I'd like to see Tenerife too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.
Awesome, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry for the camera.
No, don't be crazy. I know exactly what it's like.